Hi guys, I'll be sharing a few counters. The first counter I'll be sharing is Xinjiang. So if Xinjiang, you take a look at the slightly longer time frame, okay, you will notice that this counter likes to accumulate. Okay, sorry, use the wrong one. Should use the pointer. Likes to accumulate. Okay, and then breaks out higher before retracing a little bit and then accumulate. Trade sideways a long time. So lately, due to the volatile times, it has been trending upwards. So why I find this interesting is that if you take a look at this counter, okay, it sorts of always bounce up above this 50-day moving average. Okay, so how I will take a look at it is if I zoom in closer, okay, I sort of identify this as the support, and then my intention is actually to wait for it to try to dip below 50-day moving average and then have a bullish candlestick that I make an enterprise, that I enter, okay, and set a stop loss somewhere down here where the price dips quite long and convincing below the 50-day moving average to actually affect the 50-day moving average. So this is my trade plan for Xinjiang. Okay, so the next counter I am looking at is actually Raffles Medical. Raffles Medical, if you take a look at it, why I think it is worthy to take a look of it is because if you take a look at it maybe at a 3-year time frame, what has happened is that it break down further again, okay, and then okay, now okay, it is okay attempting, if you take a look at it closer, is attempting to actually reverse. So let me set the timeline, the dates properly. Okay, so it's trying to reverse. So what has happened is that 250-day moving average, okay, you see the price above this, and then it intersects, forming golden crossover, okay, and then down here what is happening, it went up, retraced a little bit, spike up again, retraced a little bit. So now at the support, what do you think will happen? Okay, I think with a relatively high chance it will go up, and with certain confirmation, okay, I will actually make the enter lah, and then also set a stop loss down here. So enterprise stop loss with a support down here, price touch the blue color line, enter. Okay, so that is it, the reversal play for Raffles Medical. So then the next counter is actually QAF. Okay, this counter I own it as a income investment because back then when I bought it, it's like quite good and quite hot lah, the I mean the yield was quite high. Okay, so what has happened is that this counter was like downtrending, then it reversed, have this flag pattern, break out higher, form a flag pattern, but fail to continue higher. Okay, it break down and then it started accumulating. Then more recently, there was some news of corporate action. It went up, consolidated a tight ball before shooting up lately due to news of selling off the primary production business. So if you sell a business that is like that, it probably at least yield a NAV lah, if not a slightly better premium. So what I look at it for this counter is that right now, what attracts me is this ball. So this ball is consolidating, building up before this resistance line, and it is showing signs of trying to exceed and probe it. So tomorrow or the next few trading days, if it breaks higher, okay, it's a very positive sign for me to actually buy more. Okay, but of course I will always have it in my mind to actually have a stop loss. Yeah, so I'm not sure what are the other counters that I have sort of like talk about. Maybe the other counter I would talk about is maybe Rex. Yeah. So for Rex is a oil and gas counter. Recently, their exploration field in Oman started bursting out with water, oil. Sorry, So what happened is a long trading very low value, it break higher, flat, break higher again, and then now it's very volatile. Okay, but amongst this volatility, okay, you will see something like this ascending triangle, and then uh, the interesting thing to note is that this is at the 20 cent mark. So 20 cent is a very important resistance. Okay, how I will actually play it is that I will draw a minor support down here, which is about $1.85. Okay, and then maybe I'm not sure whether should I put the stop loss slightly lower, but I think this is quite kind of okay. So actually tomorrow I can just enter, and if the price goes higher to maybe 20.5 cent, that is actually a very good sign for me to hold on to it. Okay, so I think this is how I will trade Rex lah, you know. You might think otherwise lah. Okay, so I think there's one last one which is actually 10 cent. Okay, that I want to share. So 10 cent, you will take a look at this counter. It's very interesting because this is like, if you take a look at it, it is something like cup and handle pattern. So take a look at this. Okay, you see a support, resistance turn support down here. So how you will trade it, okay, is that you will actually, the price is, it has ran up quite a bit lah, but I believe it will run higher. So if it exceed the previous high, okay, I can enter, and then I will set a stop loss down here, which is below the 50-day moving average, and also slightly below this bounce that sort of forms a support lah, you know, some, give it some air to breathe. So maybe I need to actually adjust this to somewhere else. Sorry. Okay, yeah, somewhere around here is the, and then maybe the blue line. Okay, I can put it down here. So if the thing goes up, I can enter and put a stop loss down here. So this is 10 cent. So I actually got one more last one. This is not what I want to buy, but I'll tell you something to watch out. This is Thai beverage. So the Thai beverage, I used to hold it. I was up in it like, I think I was in it down here. It went up. I was up, you know, nearly $900. Then I added some more. Then was up nearly $1,000 plus. Then for this whole period, it consolidated. I didn't exit. Okay, unfortunately. And then this happened. It dipped. I exited. So what is happening now is that people who are in it are thinking, hey, you know, reversal, you know, went down, rebound, now forming a flag pattern, and then likely to break out higher. So I think this is not valid lah. I'm very bearish of it still, simply because down here is a horizontal support, and then down here, all these convergence, right, forms a dynamic resistance. So you have a horizontal resistance, two dynamic resistance, and then it sort of proved itself. It tried to break out higher but was hit back down. So, you know, I think this is generally going to be negative, not so positive, despite the fact that it has announced earnings. So I guess that's all today for my stock scan. Okay, so just a recap of what are the stocks I'm looking at. Okay, QAF, Raffles Medical, Rex, Sheng Siong, I'm not sure whether I mentioned it, 10 cent, and maybe not to look at Thai beverage. Okay, so that's all.